Welcome back to the channel, USA Coins 69, where we uncover the hidden stories and incredible values behind some of the world's most fascinating coins. Today, we're zooming in on a very special piece from the United States, the Washington quarter dollar from 1973, but not just any 1973 quarter. We're talking about the rare 1973 quarter with a mint mark that has turned heads in the numismatic world and is known to be worth a staggering amount. Stay tuned, because by the end of this video, you'll discover how this seemingly ordinary coin can be worth a jaw-dropping amount of money. Historical context and origins. To truly appreciate the value of the 1973 Washington quarter, it's important to understand the coin's background. The Washington quarter was first introduced in 1932 to commemorate the 200th anniversary of George Washington's birth. Over the decades, it became a staple of American currency, widely used and cherished by the public. The coin features the iconic profile of George Washington on the obverse side, designed by John Flanagan, a design that has endured for nearly a century with minor modifications. The 1973 quarter was minted during a time of economic change and growing interest in coin collecting in the U.S. It was produced at several mints, including Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco. While most quarters from that year are common, there is a rare variation with a specific mint mark that has made this coin highly sought after by collectors worldwide. Design details and unique characteristics. Let's talk design. The 1973 Washington quarter carries the classic features everyone recognizes: the strong profile of George Washington, the word "Liberty" above his head, and the motto, "In God We Trust," to the left. The reverse side showcases the majestic eagle with outstretched wings clutching arrows and olive branches, symbolizing the United States' readiness for peace and defense. What sets the rare 1973 quarter apart is its mint mark placement and a couple of subtle yet important variations that experts use to authenticate it. For example, certain quarters bear the D mint mark indicating Denver, but only a very small number of these coins have a unique double die or mint error that makes them incredibly valuable. This mint mark variety, combined with flawless condition, transforms the ordinary quarter into a numismatic treasure. Rare mint marks and errors. Mint marks, those tiny letters indicating where a coin was produced, are often overlooked by casual collectors but are critical for experts. The 1973 quarter's mint marks include D for Denver, S for San Francisco, and no mint mark for Philadelphia. However, among the Denver mint quarters, a rare error known as the double die, or repunched mint mark, has been discovered on a very limited number of coins. These errors occur when the coin is struck more than once, causing doubled images or letters, or when the mint mark is stamped twice slightly off-center. Such mistakes are incredibly rare and highly prized because they tell a unique story about the coin's production process. Finding a 1973 quarter with these errors, especially in pristine condition, is like striking gold in the coin collecting world. Condition is everything. Now, when it comes to coins, condition can make or break value. Grading scales from circulated to uncirculated and proof condition are what collectors use to assess a coin's worth. The rarer 1973 quarters with mint mark errors or double dies that have been preserved in flawless, mint state condition are the ones that attract premium prices. Any scratches, dents, or discolorations can dramatically lower a coin's value, so it's essential to handle these treasures with care. Professional grading services can verify authenticity and condition, adding even more confidence to collectors and investors looking to buy or sell these rare coins. The market and collector demand. Why are these 1973 quarters suddenly fetching such high prices? It's a mix of rarity, historical intrigue, and growing demand from collectors who understand the significance of these minting errors and limited runs. As more people discover the story behind these coins, auctions and private sales have seen prices climb steadily. Collectors view these coins not only as currency but as investment pieces that could appreciate significantly over time. The thrill of owning something so rare from a widely recognized series makes the 1973 Washington quarter with a special mint mark a prized addition to any collection. The value reveal. And now, the moment you've been waiting for. If you happen to own a 1973 Washington quarter dollar with that rare mint mark and it's in perfect, uncirculated condition, you could be looking at a value of up to $55,000. Yes, that's right, $55,000 for a single quarter. It's a stunning reminder that sometimes the smallest things can hold the greatest treasures. Today, we're focusing on a fascinating piece from the United States, the 1983 Washington quarter dollar with a special mint mark. This coin might look like any ordinary quarter at first glance, but stick with me because its value could absolutely blow your mind. Let's start by setting the scene. The Washington quarter has been a staple of American currency since 1932, originally minted to honor the 200th birthday of George Washington. Over the decades, millions upon millions of these quarters have been produced, making them a common sight in everyday transactions. But as with any coin series, certain years and mint marks make specific coins rare and valuable to collectors, and 1983 is one of those years. So what's special about the 1983 Washington quarter? Typically, quarters from this year were minted in Philadelphia and Denver, each carrying their respective mint marks. However, a small number of 1983 quarters bear a unique mint mark anomaly that immediately captures the attention of numismatists around the world. This mint mark variety isn't just a simple difference, it's a rare error or an unusual feature that sets these quarters apart, creating a buzz in the collector community. Now, you might be wondering what makes this mint mark so rare? It comes down to production quirks. Sometimes, during the minting process, coins can be struck with misaligned, doubled, or misplaced mint marks. These errors can occur due to a variety of reasons, from die damage to misplacement during striking. In the case of the 1983 Washington quarter, a handful of coins were produced with a mint mark that's either doubled or appears faintly in an unexpected position. This minor imperfection, which would normally be overlooked, actually skyrockets the coin's rarity and desirability. Collectors hunt for these error coins because they tell a unique story. Each mint mark error is like a fingerprint of a specific moment in minting history, a snapshot of the machinery, materials, and human factors at play. These coins aren't just pieces of currency, they're rare artifacts that document the manufacturing process in a way that perfectly normal coins simply can't, but rarity alone isn't enough. Condition plays a huge role in determining value. The best examples of the 1983 Washington quarter with this rare mint mark anomaly are those that remain in pristine, uncirculated condition. Finding a coin that hasn't been worn down by time or circulation and still displays the error clearly is incredibly rare. These coins often feature sharp details, vibrant luster, and no signs of damage, qualities that collectors and investors prize highly. So, what does this mean in terms of money? Well, here's the exciting part. While a standard 1983 quarter might only be worth its face value or a small premium if uncirculated, the rare 1983 Washington quarter with the special mint mark error can fetch an extraordinary price on the collector's market. Imagine holding a coin that, despite its humble appearance, is worth a staggering amount. If you've come across a 1983 Washington quarter, it's worth taking a closer look, especially at the mint mark area. Look for anything unusual, doubled mint marks, faint impressions, or anything that doesn't look quite right. If you spot one, you could be sitting on a rare treasure. Now for the moment you've been waiting for. A 1983 Washington quarter with this rare mint mark anomaly in top-notch condition can command a price as high as $63,000. Yes, that's right, $63,000 for a single quarter. So, next time you're sifting through your loose change or inherited coin collections, remember that even the smallest coin can hold unbelievable value. It's not just a piece of currency, it's a piece of history, and if you're lucky, a very valuable one at that. Today, we're zooming in on a very special piece from the United States, the 1988 Washington quarter with a unique mint mark that has been turning heads in the numismatic community. You might think a quarter is just a quarter, but this particular 1988 coin has a story that could make you see it in a whole new light. Stay with me because by the end of this video, you'll discover why this small coin could be worth a jaw-dropping amount. The Washington quarter, introduced in 1932, has been a beloved symbol of American currency, honoring the nation's first president, George Washington. Over the decades, billions of these quarters have been produced and circulated, often slipping through our fingers unnoticed. But among these countless coins, some years and mint marks stand out for collectors due to rarity, unique features, or minting errors, and 1988 is a prime example. So, what makes the 1988 Washington quarter so fascinating? It all comes down to its mint mark. For those new to coin collecting, a mint mark is a small letter stamped on a coin that indicates where it was made, Philadelphia, Denver, or San Francisco, for example. In 1988, quarters were minted primarily in Philadelphia and Denver, but a small subset of coins from this year exhibit an unusual and rare mint mark variant that has captured the attention of experts and collectors alike. This isn't just a minor curiosity. The 1988 Washington quarter mint mark variety is an example of a minting anomaly, something that happens when the coin dies or the minting process doesn't go exactly as planned. Whether it's a doubled mint mark, a misplaced letter, or a faded impression, these subtle differences can create coins that are rare and highly collectible. The magic is in the details, and these rare mint mark errors are like hidden gems waiting to be discovered. Why do collectors value these error coins so much? For one, they're limited in number, making them far less common than regular coins. Each minting error is unique, a snapshot of the mint's complex machinery and the human element involved in producing millions of coins. Plus, these coins challenge the notion of perfection in minting, adding an exciting layer of intrigue and mystery to any collection. Condition is everything in the coin world. The 1988 Washington quarter mint mark variety is especially prized when found in excellent condition, meaning no scratches, no wear, and sharp, clear details. Coins that have been preserved carefully over the years, often stored in protective cases, are the ones that attract the highest prices. Collectors look for coins with vibrant luster and well-defined features, and when it comes to rare mint mark variants, condition can mean the difference between a modest premium and a spectacular payout. Now, let's talk money. A typical 1988 Washington quarter might just be worth its face value or a small amount above, especially if uncirculated. But the rare mint mark variety from 1988? When found in pristine condition, it can command a staggering sum. This coin, often mistaken for just another quarter, is actually a hidden treasure that could be worth an incredible amount. If you happen to find a 1988 Washington quarter and notice something unusual about its mint mark, don't overlook it. This might be your golden ticket. Whether you're a seasoned collector or just someone casually flipping through coins, paying attention to those tiny details can pay off big time. And here it is, the big reveal. That rare 1988 Washington quarter with the unique mint mark variety, preserved in near-perfect condition, can be valued at an astonishing $68,000. Yes, $68,000 for a single quarter. So next time you stumble across some old change or inherit a collection, remember that even the smallest coin can hold a massive fortune. This isn't just money, it's a piece of history, a collectible marvel, and a potential treasure waiting to be found. Today, we're diving into a fascinating chapter of American numismatics, focusing on one of the most intriguing quarters you might come across, the 1966 Washington quarter dollar, featuring a rare and highly sought-after mint mark. This coin isn't just pocket change, it holds a story and value that can surprise even the most seasoned collectors. Stay tuned because by the end of this video, you'll discover why this particular quarter could be worth an astonishing amount. The Washington quarter has been a pillar of American currency since its debut in 1932, honoring George Washington's legacy with each strike. Through decades of production, billions of quarters have circulated in our pockets and cash registers. Yet, within this vast sea of coins, there are gems, rare issues and mint mark varieties that collectors prize above all others. The 1966 quarter stands out for several reasons, not least of which is its unique mint mark story. To understand why, let's rewind to the mid-1960s, a time of change for U.S. coinage. In 1965, the U.S. Mint transitioned away from using silver in quarters, switching to a copper-nickel-clad composition. The 1966 Washington quarter was among the early issues struck without silver, marking a significant shift in American minting history. But the change in metal wasn't the only notable feature. In 1966, quarters were minted at two primary locations, Philadelphia and Denver. Each mint applied its distinct mint mark, a small letter on the coin indicating its origin. However, for collectors, some 1966 quarters reveal intriguing mint mark anomalies. These are coins where the mint mark appears doubled, misplaced, or shows unusual characteristics due to errors during the minting process. What might seem like a tiny imperfection to the casual observer actually makes the coin incredibly rare and valuable. Mint mark errors occur when dies are misaligned, struck more than once, or damaged, resulting in what collectors call varieties. These varieties tell a unique story about the mint's production techniques and the sometimes imperfect nature of mass coin production. Each error coin is a snapshot of a moment in time, frozen in metal, and becomes a prized piece for any serious numismatist, but rarity alone doesn't guarantee value. The condition of the coin is critical. The 1966 Washington quarter with mint mark anomalies fetches the highest prices when found in exceptional, uncirculated condition. That means a coin with no signs of wear, retaining its original mint luster, and with crisp, sharp details. Collectors prize these well-preserved coins because they represent the coin exactly as it left the mint, free from damage or circulation marks. Now, let's talk numbers. What does this mean in terms of value? A standard 1966 quarter typically holds just its face value or a modest premium if uncirculated. However, the rare mint mark varieties from that year can command extraordinary prices. These coins aren't just collectible, they're investments, with values soaring as collectors compete to own these unique pieces. If you ever come across a 1966 Washington quarter, it's well worth examining the mint mark closely. Look for anything unusual, doubled letters, shifts in placement, or faint impressions. Such coins might be more than just everyday change, they could be numismatic treasures, and here's the grand reveal: a 1966 Washington quarter featuring a rare mint mark anomaly, especially in pristine, uncirculated condition, can be worth an incredible $86,000. That's right, $86,000 for a single quarter. This incredible value highlights how even the most common coins can hide extraordinary stories and fortunes, just waiting for the right eye to discover them. So next time you're sorting through coins or inheriting a collection, remember to give those mint marks a second look. You might be holding something priceless. Thank you for joining me on this deep dive into the amazing world of the 1966 Washington quarter. If you enjoyed this video, please hit like, subscribe, and ring the notification bell so you never miss another fascinating coin story. Until next time, keep your collections growing, your eyes sharp, and happy hunting. Today, we're diving deep into a remarkable piece of American history, the 1965 Washington quarter dollar with a special mint mark that has captured the attention of collectors everywhere. At first glance, it might just look like any other quarter, but if you pay close attention, you'll find there's something truly extraordinary about this coin that could make it worth a small fortune. Stick around because you won't want to miss the jaw-dropping value we reveal at the end. Let's start with some background. The Washington quarter was first minted in 1932 to honor George Washington's 200th birthday and has since become one of the most iconic coins in the United States. Millions upon millions of quarters have been produced, passing through countless hands and becoming a staple of everyday American life. But among those countless coins, certain years stand out for their rarity, unique mint marks, and special characteristics. 1965 is one such year. Now, why is 1965 so interesting? For starters, this was a pivotal year in U.S. coinage history. The United States was transitioning from silver to clad coins due to rising silver prices, and the 1965 Washington quarter was one of the first to be minted without silver content. This change makes coins from this era historically significant. But what really makes the 1965 quarter special is the mint mark, those small letters indicating where the coin was produced. In 1965, quarters were minted primarily in Philadelphia and Denver. However, what sets certain 1965 Washington quarters apart are the rare mint mark variations or anomalies that occurred during production. Sometimes mint marks appear doubled, misplaced, or unusually faint due to errors in the minting process. These subtle differences may seem minor, but for collectors, they represent rare, one-of-a-kind treasures. Mint mark errors tell fascinating stories about the mint's machinery, the precision of the die strikes, and the human element behind coin production. Each error coin serves as a snapshot of a specific moment in history, a minting oops that ended up creating something unique and highly sought after. Of course, rarity alone doesn't guarantee high value. The condition of the coin plays a huge role. The 1965 Washington quarter with this rare mint mark anomaly is most valuable when it's in pristine, uncirculated condition. Coins that have been carefully stored over the decades, free from scratches, wear, or damage, stand out as premium collector items. These coins often retain their original luster and sharp details, which collectors prize immensely. So what does this all mean in terms of money? A regular 1965 quarter might only be worth its face value or a small premium to collectors. But the rare 1965 Washington quarter featuring a mint mark error or unusual variety? That coin could be worth an astonishing amount. That if you have a 1965 quarter tucked away somewhere, it's definitely worth a close look, especially at the mint mark. Look for anything that looks doubled, off-center, or faint. You could be holding a piece of numismatic history that's incredibly rare and valuable, and now, for the moment you've been waiting for, the value reveal. That rare 1965 Washington quarter with a unique mint mark anomaly, especially in top condition, can be valued at an incredible $76,000. Yes, $76,000 for a single quarter. This just goes to show that even the smallest coins can hold immense value and fascinating stories. So next time you're sorting through loose change or going through an old coin collection, remember to pay attention to those tiny mint marks. You might just be sitting on a hidden treasure.